So let's talk about the Raiders a little bit here, because right now, they have Aiden O'Connell, right? And they've got the great Gardner Minshew, who I adore, a 2-year deal. And they're sitting there at 13. And, the whole concept that Antonio Pierce knows of Jaden Daniels from the Arizona State days just keeps resonating in my head. And if the Patriots are sitting there at 3 and they wanted Drake May and they didn't want Jaden Daniels for whatever reason, right? The Raiders might godfather their way up. Or you would counsel sticking and see if Bo Nix or Michael Penix could be more their style. Where do you stand on that subject matter?
So I think that they're going to be aggressive, for as much as Aiden showed you some moments over the last year, and as much as Gardner Minshew has been a serviceable kind of spot starter in this league the last couple of years as well. They, of course, would like to get a young franchise quarterback that they can really believe in and say that they've got their future franchise caliber guy on the roster. I think they're going to explore trading up. I feel like those conversations have already happened with them, but it's hard for me to find a reality where they can beat Minnesota's offer if Minnesota is also interested in whatever quarterback would be available at, let's say, 3 or 4 or 5. And then I think the same with the Giants. So the Raiders are in an interesting case, kind of similarly to the Denver Broncos, right? Broncos just have Jarrett Stidham and Ben DiNucci as their quarterbacks right now. They would love to go up and get one of these quarterbacks as well. But the Broncos have pick 12, don't have a second-round pick, and the Raiders, they do have a second-round pick, but they're picking even further down the draft at 13. For the Raiders to outbid the Vikings with 2 first-round picks in this year's draft, which matters a lot because this draft is really talented. Sometimes you get draft classes where, GMs consensusly go, it's not really a great draft class. Let's get future picks, things like that. The 2 first-round picks in this draft mean a lot because it's extremely talented. So you're going to have to outbid that team with 2 first-round picks, or, again, the Giants that already have pick number 6, and they're offering something that none of those guys can offer of a top selection. So I definitely hear you. I think the Raiders are going to be well within the conversation, and they're going to be trying to work the phones. I just don't know if a world exists where they can beat those prices, because for them, the starting price to move into that range for a quarterback probably going to be 3 first-round picks, right? And are you comfortable doing that? I know a quarterback makes all the difference in the world, but man, that's a heavy price for who would be QB3, QB4 in this draft. If you love them, it doesn't matter. But man, whenever I try to think of the Raiders moving up, I just think of how much it would cost them. And it feels like that price might be a little too high.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.